Bear News Reality. Cut through the noise. See what's really happening. No spin, no script. Just facts and fire.
Welcome to Bear News Reality. This program contains news reporting, analysis, and commentary intended for informational and educational purposes. We do not promote harm, violence, or illegal activity. Our goal is to explain events, examine impact, and hold systems accountable. In this episode, we are examining a corner of the digital world that has become a breeding ground for some of the most aggressive gaslighting in modern American political life. We are talking about the TikTok I Stand with ICE content creators and the narratives they are pushing into the public bloodstream. If you've spent any time on the live feeds lately, you've seen them. Tactical backdrops, thin blue line flags, I Stand with ICE banners filling the frame, headsets on, eyes locked into the camera. They project authority they haven't earned and confidence that is not backed by research. And when you listen closely, you realize very quickly that you are not hearing original thought. You are hearing a recycled script, the same talking points lifted from Newsmax and Fox News and repackaged for TikTok battles, coins, and clout. These creators function as digital foot soldiers for a false narrative. They take the most inflammatory and debunked claims from cable news and repeat them to an audience that often doesn't know better. This is not harmless opinion. It is a deliberate distortion of what is actually happening in communities right now, and it is poisoning real-world conversations across the country. One of the most repeated claims on these streams is that ICE is only targeting the worst of the worst. Viewers are told that every person detained is a violent criminal, a gang member, or a hardened threat. These labels are used to justify aggressive enforcement tactics and the use of force against civilians. But the data tells a different story. A Department of Homeland Security memo released this week shows that fewer than 6% of individuals currently held in large-scale immigration operations are classified as having violent criminal histories. Roughly 20% have administrative or nonviolent prior issues. The remaining majority are being held solely on civil immigration grounds, overstayed visas, paperwork issues, or unresolved status questions. These are not caricatures. These are workers, parents, neighbors, and community members. That reality never makes it onto these TikTok live streams. Instead, viewers are fed a distorted picture where isolated cases are presented as the norm and fear is amplified because fear pays. These creators monetize outrage one gift at a time. They turn misinformation into income by encouraging viewers to send digital gifts to support the border or fight the deep state. The truth doesn't perform well in a battle format. Fear does. This distortion doesn't stay online. It bleeds into everyday conversations. You hear people repeating identical phrases about stolen elections, imminent mass prosecutions, and political enemies being jailed. Those claims are not coming from evidence or court rulings. They are coming from TikTok creators who watched a short clip, ignored the context, and then filled hours of live streams with speculation framed as fact. Dozens of courts, including judges appointed by Donald Trump, have affirmed the 2020 election results. That fact does not survive in the TikTok outrage economy because it does not generate gifts. The same pattern appears in how these creators handle what happened in Minneapolis. Documented reports confirm that a 5-year-old child was detained during an ICE operation and used as leverage to locate a parent. School officials and legal advocates have confirmed this. Yet on TikTok, this act is reframed as a rescue. The language of harm is flipped into the language of mercy. A child used as a tactical asset becomes saved. This is not reporting. It is propaganda. The gaslighting extends to constitutional law. A recent DHS directive has been misrepresented by these creators as allowing warrantless home entry. They claim it is administrative and therefore legal. That is false. The Fourth Amendment does not disappear based on immigration status. Warrantless entry into a private residence without judicial authorization remains unconstitutional. Once that line is crossed, no one's door is truly protected. These creators claim to be doing the research. In reality, they are reading headlines and repeating narratives that keep viewers afraid and engaged. They ignore court rulings, they ignore DHS data, they ignore video evidence, they ignore facts that don't fit the script. What we are witnessing is a mass misinformation event. Immigration is being turned into a manufactured threat to justify expanded enforcement powers and the erosion of civil liberties. TikTok has become the delivery system. These streams are not activism. They are misinformation mills. They are monetized fear factories. They thrive by distorting reality and rewarding viewers who stay angry, not informed. Bear News Reality does not regurgitate talking points. We research, we verify, we compare claims to data, footage, and law. And the research is clear. The I Stand With ICE narrative being pushed on TikTok is built on exaggeration, omission, and outright falsehoods. The information presented here is grounded in public records, government data, court rulings, and documented reporting. When online narratives conflict with verified facts, the responsibility is not to amplify fear, but to correct the record. Social media rewards outrage. Democracy depends on accuracy. Civil rights do not vanish because a talking point trends, and accountability does not stop at the edge of a live stream. Stay informed, stay grounded, stay anchored in what the facts actually show. This is Bear News Reality.
Bear News Reality. Cut through the noise, see what's really happening. No spin, no script, just facts and fire. This is Bear